Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am here. That handsome devil is Dave Landau. Hello, David.
How are you, sir?
I am pretty good. Amy would have loved to have been here joining us. I guess there's some weather in Detroit, or there was, and so she had a
Yeah.
power outage.
Yeah, there was definitely some. I saw that there was a bunch of floods.
Yeah.
I'm here to report the weather. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone at something because I do things at poor times.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of flooding on I-94, and then there was some people kayaking through Detroit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm always amazed when I see the kind of boats in canoes and kayaks that people in Detroit have, because they just don't
Yeah.
seem like kayak people. But then all of a
No.
sudden, whenever there's a flood, they all seem to have a kayak.
Yeah.
It's
No,
kind of
I
amazing how that works out.
I remember getting I don't know, we had one of those snowstorms and Eric was over and got his fucking skis out. Next thing you know, he's skiing down the hill in front of my house. You know, it was kind of on that slope, like going all the way down.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was great, dude, because when snow would happen and people would park in front of my house, like they'd come over to do the show, 100% of the time, I don't care what kind of vehicle they had, they would spin their wheels trying to get up that hill. Like you had to just roll all the way back down my street and then get a running start, or you were not getting up that hill. And chicks, especially chicks, just could not figure that shit out. And we would stand at the window and just watch and howl with laughter as people tried to get the fuck out of there. But yeah, inclement weather. And I can't rag on her because the amount of times I was not able to do a show because, I mean, if someone walked by and just went like that at my door, the power went out. It was crazy in Franklin.
Oh yeah, Franklin's like that.
Yeah, it's like this podunk town, and all the rich people around there all had like
crazy. Yeah, they're all they're billionaires, literal billionaires that live there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Matt Stafford lived across this, like he almost bought the house behind me, and then he was like a couple blocks away. Dan Gilbert, worth God knows $50-100 billion, or the fuck he's worth.
Yeah,
he was best friends with my neighbor, but those people all had those whole home generators. And
was it Dan Gilbert though, or the guy that owned Andiamo who built like the gigantic, obscenely large house?
Oh, is that the guy that had the track around his house? And
yes,
like, yeah. I think he was on. Remember that show, My Sweet 16 or whatever, that MTV show?
Oh yeah, My Super Sweet 16.
Yeah, they did one at his house.
Where they would spoiled kids a bunch of stuff that they didn't deserve. Yeah.
I didn't want a red Lamborghini, Dad. You asshole. Yeah.
It's like, I wanted white.
I said white. You gave me this stupid red. You've ruined my life, Dad. Yeah, one of those was filmed at that. I know the exact one you're talking about. It was literally like 2 blocks over from me on the corner. And it's I don't know, 30,000 square feet or something like that.
It's a monstrosity, and the whole driveway is just filled with like Escalades and Hummers and whatever giant car. Yeah, I mean, all those shows are scripted from reality TV. Not that the audience doesn't know that, but yeah, they do like rent houses like that just to have their.
His daughter.
Oh, really?
Yes, had a 16th birthday. That's what I've been told. Yeah, but Dan Gilbert built a house and like bought both properties on either side of him. And those houses were gone in a day. Like in 24 hours, those houses were razzed and gone. And then he built a place. And from what I understand, it had a double garage. So it was like 20 feet deep or something like that. Right? And then another one on top of that, both underground. So it's like 40 feet of underground garage for all the car. Like, some people are living a different life, dude.
I mean, he's the guy that pays LeBron James, or did. I mean, it's the guy, the amount of money that he has. I mean, he had to basically tank the economy by giving out a bunch of horrible loans and then cause the 2008 crash. That's the money he has.
Yes.
He's the one that gave out all the bad loans to people that shouldn't have got them through
what were
Quicken
those
loans.
What were they, subprime?
Subprime loans, and Quicken was like one of the most egregious offenders, allegedly.
Yes, Rock Financial before that, and they were a major sponsor of our show, back in the day. But dude, this is the craziest thing I've ever, because we've always heard how like the internet's forever. Like if it's on the internet, you're done. I remember Charlie LaDuff coming in to the station one day, and he was doing background for a story he wanted to do on those mortgages at the time. And he was like, those commercials are gone. You remember being in Detroit, how much those commercials for those mortgages ran. They were in every commercial break, and they ran ad nauseum on TV, radio, all over Metro Detroit for years. They're gone. If you try to find those, they don't exist anymore. And so I don't know what he did, who he paid, but LaDuff couldn't fucking.
That's the money, dude. Like that, yeah. Whoever had that just completely, dude. That you're not. If you're the internet's forever unless you can pay to get away with stuff.
It's crazy.
Trump can't even pay to get away with stuff at the moment. So
I know
like, that's not even getting cleaned off. But yeah, the money that they have, I mean, all those people that were connected. What was the movie called? The Big Short? Based on the book that actually explains the 2008 mortgage crisis.
Was that Christian Bale or
Christian Bale, Steve
a young
Carell.
Christian Bale?
Yeah. Steve Carell.
Brad Pitt, maybe?
No, he's not in it. It's written by, and I don't know, I'm blanking on his name. He's the same guy that wrote Anchorman. He was an Adam McKay. And he's the one, and it actually explains everything that happened to cause that housing crisis.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on now, but I think, I don't know, we're probably in a worse spot. I'm curious what's going to happen in the next few years.
Yeah. What are you worried about? AI or?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. There's multiple things. It's funny. Your guy, who you're probably saw today, Glenn Beck, did an interview with Adam Curry. I don't know, 2 days ago, yesterday, something like that. And
Mr. Cooper?
Was he Mr. Mr. Cooper?
Go ahead. Sorry. That's Mark Curry.
Adam, that's Mark Curry. Yes. No, yes. Adam Curry, the Podfather. You fucking threw me off. I was like, wait, he was a black guy in that. Wow, they went that far with the blackface. They went as far as getting Adam Curry. No.
Yeah, he was in Soul Man.
One of the greatest movies ever, by the way. They wish didn't exist.
Yeah.
It's weird. You can't find that on the normal streaming services. Can't seem to find that. But
you can't find that poster on C. Thomas Howell's wall. He pretends that didn't happen. He's like, I was in The Outsiders. I was never in a movie where I wore blackface for the entire.
Dude, he's better off going Robert Downey Jr. and just fucking own it. Just lean into it.
Yeah, his was good though. Like his Robert Downey Jr.'s wasn't racist. The Soul Man was racist.
Well, C. Thomas Howell didn't write it.
Oh no, he wasn't. It's not his fault. He's just he was the teen actor who they put in it when a bunch of people in the studio, were coked out and said, let's greenlight this movie where the guys. We can get into it later. Sorry.
So okay, here for a test, Dave. You've been doing some stuff. We've noticed you on the scene. You've done some great comedic work. I love some of the shorts you're doing on movies, on the socials. We think you'd be perfect for this role. It stars Johnny Depp and Bad Bunny. Here's the thing. We're going to need you in blackface for this one, but it's greenlit. The big studios are behind it. Are you in?
Yeah.
Exactly, right?
I didn't even hear the money.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pay you a boatload. You're getting top billing.
Oh, good. So it'll be the rise and fall of me.
You're a tranny lesbian in blackface for the whole movie.
Oh, so it's a Disney picture.
It's a Disney picture.
Sweet.
Starring breakout sensation Dave Landau.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's do. I can rise and fall for the 5th time in my career.
Sure.
Sure. Except a real rise.
In that in that position, I don't wonder how bands write a bit like, yeah, no, where do you need me to sign? I get 10 cents a year, and you own all my rights and all my music, whatever. I get to play on the big stage. Cool. Like, I get it. If someone came to me and were like, we need you in blackface, I'd be like,
yeah, I mean,
put my name's in lights.
I think about it. If it was like a small independent role, I'd probably say no. But
right.
Yeah, selling out is a goal kind of you want to achieve. Like you want to eventually sell out. You just have to do it through the right avenue. See, I did, but I didn't pick the right avenues, Mike. So I'm here now. But eventually, one day, yes, yeah, like I need to be offered really the soul taking thing. I mean, honestly, if you saw the place where I live, there's so much sadness here. Anyway, sorry.
Well, I see your great book, Party of One, back there behind you.
Yes, I put it there.
There are not many people. There's not many people who can say, I've written a book and people are buying it. So, dude, you're winning.
Yeah, you're winning. Like it. I was recording the audio book. So, yeah.
Did you record an audio book?
I'm trying to, yeah. Every time I do it, somebody starts a leaf blower. And that's not just because I'm in Texas. It's seriously, dude, I swear to God, every time I sit down to record this thing, somebody decides like, we're going to start a leaf blower right now. I don't even think there's leaves. It's summer, but there's leaf blowers going all day.
Yeah. They don't have you in a proper studio. You're doing that at home?
No, I do this. This is just a place that I rent while I stay here. And then, but that's what I basically have a studio / kitchen. Yeah.
Well, going back to Glenn Beck and Adam Curry, they were talking about, and I think they're polar opposites on this debate. Like, Glenn has got me kind of terrified. I love watching his breakdowns. He's got a real way about him to tell us, to kind of fill people in on what's going on that I appreciate. I mean, he's been doing it forever, and his breakdowns of AI and like what it means and where it's going are just like kind of how I see things. Like, yeah, this isn't going to end well for humanity. And Adam is kind of on the different side. Like, yeah, it'll kind of be, I think it's going to be fine. Where do you land on it?
I try not to be black-pilled, but I don't know. I have, every time I lose faith in humanity, I get it back. And every time I get it back, I lose it again. Like, everything is very yin and yang with me. Like, I'll have to deal with somebody, and then I'll find someone who saves a puppy. I don't know. It's like, for me, I think human beings are going to figure out how to survive one way or another. I mean, we have to. And whether that's the survival of the fittest or how much more competitive it'll get, I don't know, because of the current landscape. Because the way the technology has progressed in the amount of time since even I was in high school, or like you were on the radio, is something that I couldn't have imagined in a million years.
No.
Like, I have a car I drive that has a CD player in it, and I have another one that has every gadget imagined. It just depends on what it's drastic. The amount of stuff, when you look at even in my lifetime, a lot of stuff changes in a lifetime. Sure, for anybody, technology changes, things shift, but we've had this thing where like the growth of AI has happened within a year. Like, we've been warned about it, but now we're watching this thing go to like Grok 4. I can ask it to make anything. It's taking away jobs of artists. I don't know. It's odd, because I think it's going to, I don't know. I don't know. I want to be hopeful, because I have a son, and I wish I could answer it with a little bit more intellect. But honestly, I'm just learning about it now. Like, I have, and the more and more I dig into it, the scarier it is. But
that story of who is it? Tyler Perry building his movie studio, and then seeing that Japanese short that AI put together and stopped construction of his facility was just like, we can't do that. AI can do it for, a few prompts, and, who knows? It's insane. Like, I wonder how you stop that. Like, what does the movie industry look like? Because I think it's going to be to a point, like, why wouldn't it? the stuff that I'm watching right now, even in short bursts, what people are putting together, like, would you be interested if you just went like, yeah, George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones, don't leave out a scene. I want every page in the book, full feature length film. Like, okay, now here's 300 hours of the Game of Thrones. Like, I don't need an interpretation from a Hollywood director. Like, what is it going to be like?
Well, Michael Mann, I think it was Michael Mann, said, or it could have, I think so, said, write a Michael Mann script, or maybe it was, I could be wrong about that. Sorry. It might have been the dude who wrote Taxi Driver. I can't remember, but he said, write a movie that I would write. And then AI wrote it, and he was like, I got to be honest, it's not bad.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at somebody who does that, yeah, we're putting all this information in there. So the idea is there's no human component or soul to it. Now, if you don't believe in a soul, that takes it out, but there's no human component or soul that actually gives you a story to a film and puts heart in there. But human beings are also becoming dopamine robots to every piece of technology that they carry. And you're just seeing the behavior of everyone kind of shift. I don't know if you've, like, I notice people drive a lot faster, tailgate more. I mean, I don't think that's an age thing. You're just seeing more and more, I don't know, people being anxiety and reactionary. And we're already in a generation of anxiety that's kind of put it onto our kids, but like Gen X and elder millennials are already like the anxious, the most anxiety ridden generation of everybody. And we're like, we didn't even go to World War II or Vietnam, I mean, we had our shit, but not to that level. So I don't know. I think it's possible, but people would have to stand up to it and say, I'm not going to go and see this because it's not human beings. Like, I don't blame Tyler Perry. I mean, I blame him for everything he's ever made. Which is god awful, but I don't blame him for stopping construction on something that's going to not be profitable in a matter of 2 years. I mean, it makes sense. So, but I don't know. There's so many different answers hitting my head. So sorry if I sound scatterbrained, but I really
no, dude. That's how I think we all feel. Like, I don't even know how to contextualize it or verbalize it. Like, I feel exactly like you. Like, I don't know, like, what's the wildest thing you can imagine? Like, I always thought, okay, there's a few things you cannot touch, right? AI cannot touch. No one is interested in watching robots play. Like, the Detroit Lions are an AI squad taking on the Chicago Bears AI squad. Like, no one gives a shit. Like, the beauty of sports is watching pushing the boundaries of what the human body can do and stuff like that. Like, that's fine. But I don't know. I always thought, like, well, comedians will fall under that. Like, Dave Landau has his own voice and his own presence on stage. There's no way you can recreate that with AI. And now it's like, hold on 6 months and then let's try that again. And it's like, I don't know. Can it write a joke? With all the universe's information constantly being updated and running, tests over it like instantly all the time and upgrading and getting better. I don't know. Can it be like, yeah, Dave and Mike are sitting here doing a show right now. Is there any reason that it couldn't have this exact conversation? And you don't need these two idiots here. Why would anyone care? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think it can emulate. I mean, I don't know. It's every company I know is creating some kind of AI base. So everybody's working towards it, because at the end of the day, the rich people who run the company or who even start their company are going to want to save money where you can.
Yeah.
So bottom line, people are going to do that, which is going to cost a lot of people their jobs. And a lot of people that go to college are going there for jobs that can be replaced by AI. So you'll have degrees that don't even exist or matter anymore.
Right.
And then you have to break it down to, okay, well, we have the trades. Like, then I just saw AI build a house with concrete using a robot arm online, which
the 3D printing stuff.
Yeah. And look, they're hideous, but also they're made of concrete. They're probably going to last a long time.
No gaps at all. No seams.
No, they're just perfect.
Yeah.
And the problem is, I think the beauty of life is in the imperfections.
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do with AI is kind of make everything perfect and run perfectly. And it takes the excitement out of it. I mean, there's no way for as many people on this planet to survive without jobs, without a purpose. They're not able, you can't sustain your life without a purpose. I mean,
Yeah.
if that's taken away from you by a machine, and which it seems to cover so many industries, not just us. Like we talk about the radio guys, we talk about artists, we talk about comics, we talk about musicians, because the thing can write a Taylor Swift song in 5 seconds and have somebody sing it.
Right.
And it's eerie, and the thing that's great about music is seeing the live artists. Like the music I like are the people who are flawed, who don't sing perfect pitch, who aren't exactly, like they have a story that can't be told. And I think it will keep trying to emulate it, but I think that society has to embrace the imperfections of life and really we have to fight against it or realize how we can work with it, because it's going to take over. I mean, there's no way it can't. It's like if somebody told you in 2000 you're all going to be carrying a phone in your pocket that's actually just a small computer. It traces every step, it tracks every conversation. The NSA eavesdrops whenever the hell it wants to, regardless of if you care or not. In fact, the guy who lets you know, Snowden, that you get spied on randomly is considered is wanted
Traitor.
for treason. Yeah. So you wouldn't believe a word of that could happen in that short amount of time, because when I looked at CDs, I was like, you know what the future is going to be? Smaller CDs.
Yeah.
Like there's no way to tell where this is going to go. So like I don't know I don't really believe the Terminator 2 robot war thing, but the problem is I notice people are angrier and shorter, and they're more isolated. We don't talk to our neighbors, and that's the thing that I worry about, is that we grow more and more isolated as we grow more and more attracted to these machines. And that's what's scary to me, and that's why I think that there is a possibility of it taking. I mean, that's how a government can gain control as well, is if nobody has anything.
Yeah. It levels the playing field with everybody. Like I miss the days of arguments with your buddies,
separate drinking fountains. What?
No, the days of arguments with your buddies at a bar that couldn't be resolved that night, and going back and forth. No, it was this. It was, dude, I was there. And you'd get into these long arguments and you'd end up with a story. Remember the night we talked about, it could go on for months. I haven't seen Dave in 3 months. Last time we were here, we were arguing about, whether it was Dave Rosemar or Dan Petrie that pitched or Jack Morris who had the no-hitter, and we're arguing. And now the arguments again, like those imperfections, one's wrong, one guy's right, maybe you're both wrong. And now it's just like, so there I was, I'm sitting in the stadium and someone's going to pull out a phone and go, no, it was so-and-so, you're wrong. And the discussion's over. And you're just like,
and that doesn't make you smart. That's what bothers me.
No.
That doesn't mean that you knew that. It doesn't mean that you've retained that information. It just means that you can get information at any time and then forget it. Like that kills learning, like the desire to do something. And I hate that too, where I'll just make a video. Like I did one on the movie Blow the other day, and I said a California kid. Thank you, because he did.
Yeah, it was great.
Because he lived in California after he left Boston. But I just saw a California kid goes to Columbia to sum it up. Just the number of comments. It's like, I think he was from Massachusetts. It's like, you're not understanding why I've cut this down for a 1-minute video.
Right.
Like it's a giant cocaine joke, so I can actually just show you my real cocaine table with a gold panther on it that I used to do blow off in the early 2000s. Like it's like that's the whole thing is just
hilarious.
Like me talking about cocaine, then showing the coke table I had. And it's sort of, but people, I don't know, like people want to be right so badly now, more than they want to listen.
And it's just, there's a smugness. there's a smugness to it too. And you know, if I'm being totally honest, I'm probably guilty of it too. Like, oh yeah, fuck face, it was so and so, you know. But you know, we all have the you know, the dumb joke of, you know, like, God, when I was growing up, I knew all my friends' phone numbers off the top of my head. And now I don't know my own phone number. Like, it's just like, is that a good thing? I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing to never be able to have an argument with your friend that some other asshole can't settle in 12 seconds by going to Google and then acting smug and better than you because of it. Like, you fucking idiot. You didn't know it was like.
I hate it, man. And then people like I will remember phone numbers from when I was a kid, or like early cell phone numbers, and I'll repeat it to them. Sometimes I'll be like, is it still this? And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, no, I got that. I still have that in my head. But if I've met you in the last 10 years, I have no idea. Even talking to my kid, so he knows the home phone number, the address, like we've just become so reliant on these things. And that's what sucks, is like the need to learn or experience something or crave information, or I don't know. It's been bastardized in so many ways now, because it is like, yeah, it was this guy. Like, okay, let's say you're talking about, I don't know, the Chicago Sox, that, you know, the gambling days of, what was it, the 20s? Black Sox 1918 or something.
Black Sox.
Yeah. So like, you're arguing of the year this happened and whatever, and like you're talking about the movie 8 Men Out that's about it. Like, have you looked in to see what the actual story is, or did you just Google? Because there's so many fascinating things I think we skim over in society because it's just easy to look at and find out really quick. So we're missing out on the story of our past.
Yeah. And what happens to the great storytellers? The one friend you have that's an awesome storyteller. I don't want that guy fact checked at every turn. Like, it's
no. I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie Big Fish?
I'm sure I have. What is it?
It's a Tim Burton movie, and the whole idea is his dad. Is it Ewan McGregor, I think? And his dad is Albert Finney, and he tells these stories where, like, I worked at a carnival and I was friends with a giant, and I worked, you know, and he tells all these stories, and he just tells his dad on his deathbed, like, what a liar he was. And he just won't admit it. He's like, I'm not lying to you. I'm not, this is my life, you know? And then at his funeral, he realizes that he sees all these characters, and they're not as big as he said, but they're all real. And then he realizes, oh, this is how my dad saw the world. He was just that was his storytelling skills. And it's like, it's an absolute beautiful film. And it's so well done, because that's what it is when you talk to those people who have those stories is, the idea of being fact checked and everything you say being held under a microscope. Like, part of the idea of storytelling is the nuance. It's like, really, exaggeration is an essence of storytelling.
Dude, it's the art of comedy writing. It's the art of storytelling. It's the essence of, like, it's not bullshit, but there's so much truth, and the truly great ones, like, you and I might have a night out somewhere. We go do something, and then you take pieces of it and turn it into a bit on stage. Like, how bad would that suck if I sat there in the front row and heckled you going, that's not exactly what happened. Like,
right.
No.
I was there.
No.
I was, it's very bizarre to me that people want to take that out of society. I don't know. And we've lost irony. That's the thing too, is where you say something online or you're talking on a show, and then people will call you out. You go, yeah, I know that. Yeah. Why? Like, I don't understand why you can't enjoy something without fact checking it to make sure it's 100% accurate. We don't know what's 100% accurate. That's the real reality of life anyway. Like, yes, the information on your phone says this is whatever happened, but through the eyes of the individual, that is what makes things unique and great. That's what creates art. But the problem is, we live in a society that started creating content instead of art. So all we have is thing pushing content after content after content, and we're losing our grasp of something that's actually different and unique. And it's fucking painful, man. I don't know. Like, I wish it. Well, I didn't. And I mean, I don't mean to sound bleak, but I've always been bleak. But but
me too.
Yeah. Like, I think so many people I think people are great as individuals, and then once you put them into groups, they're just garbage. And
yeah,
it's like if you have a one-on-one talk with somebody, it's always fine. And then if you look at like what a group of people supposedly think, and everybody thinks that somebody in that group thinks this way, yes, it's all original. It's all unoriginal thought. It's like leftists and MAGA and how they get mad at each other over these ideas. But all it is these. Of course, it's what you think, because these are the 10 things they think. These are the 10 things they think, and that's
right.
And they tell them to think that and whatever. And then there's no new thought. There's no coming together. There's just this person acts like this. This person acts like that. That's it.
Yeah.
And there's no new discussion or thought, or like everything is politicized content. And I'm honestly, I just hate it.
Yeah, no, and it's easy to get sucked into it, but we've essentially created a generation and a half now of rewarding that behavior of like the nitpicky asshole who's going to try to, here's the real story, or here's why that's bullshit. Like, you can't say anything. Like, I loved being able to go online and just saying something that was on my mind, and now it's like, okay, I better look at that again. Is that factually accurate? Is that correct? Like, missing the whole point. That these subtle details meant nothing in what I was tweeting, Facebooking, whatever. But it's like, no, there's going to be an army of people to correct the record and now take it completely somewhere else, and they're rewarded for that.
Yes, they are. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm done.
That sounded passive aggressive. I'm done, Dave.
I'm done, Dave. You go. No, by all means. It was so important for you to say it. Go ahead.
I don't know what it was.
I don't either. No, but I see it like, the ad that got a big dust up over the weekend. Like
the Sweeney one?
Yeah, the Sweeney one. Hold on.
I don't even understand that
American. Yet. Have you seen it?
No.
No, you didn't do anything. Okay, so here's one of there's like two ads. They're 20 seconds each.
I saw the posters.
Okay, well here's one of the ads, and then I'll show you some of the fallout, if you will.
Okay.
Sorry, it's coming up. It's running slow.
Sydney Sweeney has her canes.
Okay, yep. Obviously not Nazi propaganda.
Clearly, I mean it's an attractive girl getting into a muscle car that I like. Yeah. There's not a thing about that commercial that I didn't like.
No, me either. Here's another one that
genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Yes, It's a play on the word genes, but they're upset because they're saying that her genetics are better. And all I have to say to that is, look at her tits. They are better.
Did you see the ass in those jeans?
Yeah. Do you know why she landed the commercial? Because she's genetically better than the people who are upset about it.
Yeah.
And I've seen comments all day where sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
I've seen comments all day going like, dude, she's a 4. And it's like, please kill yourself. Like you're going to have to cut that to get on YouTube. But like the idea that to call her a 4 or a 5 and they're like, yeah, she's hot.
You guys are complaining about that, Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. So these people are having a real problem with her. And it's like, yeah.
You guys are complaining about that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad. So I went and saw it. That's Nazi propaganda. Wow. I thought it was going to be like kind of bad. That's going to be in history book.
I have an idea. How about your entire generation gets your fat neck tattooed, nose rings and lip rings, and everybody looks like a carbon copy of each other. You zero thought fucking I can't stand none of them. They all just say the same thing. They dress the exact, you go, that's Nazi propaganda, but you lockstep with the way everybody else that thinks like you looks.
No, they goose step. They don't even lockstep. They goose step it.
Right.
At this point. Like it's
because she has blonde hair and blue eyes. That's the problem.
Right. It's a play on words. It's what comedians and artists live on, play on words.
Yeah, it's just a hot girl in jeans. It's all it is. It's so guys go, I'll shop there, and women go, I want to look like that. But unfortunately, women would rather look like whatever that 1950s pie ass. Sorry.
So no, but it's like we remember growing up in a time when it was like you needed to be special to be in a national commercial, even a local one. And it was like, we all recognized, I could understand why Brad Pitt was the lead in a movie. It was like, yeah, he's better looking than anyone I've ever met. It is what it is.
Yeah. He's charismatic. You know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it that if I ever got a sitcom, I knew from day one I would play the neighbor, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a shirt with Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's like the rare guy who became a leading man.
Yeah.
And it's like, but he didn't have the looks of it. But you know how good he had to be at acting, and then the stories that they were creating for him to be in to become a leading man. It wasn't like, oh, he's just selling a movie because he's hot. You know, like, I mean, the level of talent it took is remarkable. And Sydney Sweeney is talented. People can knock the crap off about saying that she's not, and like she's not good looking. Like what? What?
No, I don't need some fucking sea cow with a nose ring and neck tattoos telling me who's hot and who's not. Like we can figure that out ourselves. But the problem is we've raised a generation of people, instead of going, shut the fuck up, you cow. What are you talking about? No, we need to take this idiot. We've all seen it all day long. And I could play you a dozen examples of other people you would look away from because they're so disturbing to look at.
Well,
giving opinions like this.
We came from an era where it's like, look, Kathy Ireland was popular and thrown into movies like National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1 because she was hot. Yeah. Cindy Crawford drank a Diet Coke and leaned against it. You know, it was just it's just the fact that sex sells. And the thing now is we've told everybody that whatever kind of sex they are or how they look is somehow body positive. And this is the end result of it. You have a bunch of people who just look like shit going on and on about how somebody's supposed to be like, that's not how a woman's supposed to look. She was born with blonde hair and blue eyes. Yeah. It's literally, it's fine. Like it's not, and most people don't remember Hitler for the blonde hair, blue eyed thing. Also, Hitler was on meth. The entire Third Reich was a bunch of drug addicts, and it was going to fall eventually. Like, it's not the way that we went into World War II is so much more important than these ideas Hitler had, because it's like, it's not. See, the reason you know who Hitler is, that's the problem. It's how he got there. It's not what he thought. We know he was a dick.
Yeah.
And to call everything Nazis, these are the same people that constantly shit on Israel. And I'm not saying whatever side to take, but it's like, you hate Jews publicly all the time. And then you call this Nazi propaganda.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe what I'm seeing with the Jew hatred going on right now. It's remarkable.
Well, people are going, just because I'm saying this about Israel doesn't mean I'm not. It doesn't mean that I'm anti-Semitic. And it's like, no, I know that, but what you're saying is anti-Semitic. It's everything else that follows this. Like, I don't.
Right.
It's crazy to me that this same woman is going to tell you she's pro-Palestine and against Jews, and then tell you a Sydney Sweeney ad is Nazi propaganda. And that, my friend, is why I have no faith in the human experience and existence.
No, and also so sure that they're right. Like, do you have any idea how many times I've read a story and thought like, how am I going to position this on the air later today? What is my angle going to be on this? Anybody that does this thinks about that kind of stuff. That girl, there seems to be no shame in these people. Like, have you thought this out at all? Are you certain about your position? Like, you are so matter of fact. This is settled science. That's Nazi propaganda. It couldn't just be an innocent play on words. You got a hot chick and a classic Mustang muscle car and made a cool commercial over it. Not to mention those jeans, by the way, it's part of an American Eagle campaign, a return to essential denim dressing, and it's all for charity. The brand enlisted the Sydney jean, using her, a limited run pair of jeans featuring a butterfly on the back pocket representing domestic violence awareness, an issue Sweeney herself is passionate about. I don't know what that means. If someone, gave her the what for, I don't know.
I don't know her past, but I mean, no. I'm sure most women are anti that.
Yeah, I would hope so. I'm, for the most part, very anti that myself.
Yeah, I'm sort of pick your shots, but go ahead.
To benefit the cause, 100% of the purchase price of the Sydney jeans will be donated to Crisis Text Line, a nonprofit offering 24/7 confidential mental health support. So she's not taking any money, and it all goes to charity to benefit women who've been abused.
So for doing this, she then gets mentally abused by so many people in society, which is also now proven to possibly be worse than physical abuse, because malevolence is one of the biggest causes of PTSD. So now you have an actual evil society attacking you and telling you that you're worthless because you decided to say, I have good genes. And you're doing it to empower women, which she's doing by driving a muscle car. I don't know if they noticed that. And then, of course, dude, and then it's, wow. I just hope that I don't know how to put this without sounding crass. I hope I hope all the women that are against her and going after her have a man beat the shit out of them.
See, I didn't see that one coming. That's the brilliance of Dave Landau.
How funny would that be if every one of them just had it where it's like, now what do you think of the jeans? You still want to mouth off? Sorry. Go ahead.
Still want to mouth off? No, I feel like it's not a bunch of guys out there doing it. It's girl on girl crime over and over and over again. It's like these girls cannot win. They cannot win. It doesn't matter if it's for charity. It's like there's going to be 1,000 women who get blown up online and just bury these people. And it's like, I bet we could stop it if we just if people turned on the fucking cow nose ring girl who's really upset at her own life because she knows deep down she's gross and no one is hitting on her. And so she's bullying someone else for that. That's what she's doing.
Well, that's the thing, is they consider mass bullying this idea that you're somehow being virtuous. That's what you mean by rewarding people for it. And it's not that.
Right.
And now this is the result that you get by telling everybody that they're kind of an underdog and going after people. And it's just wrong to keep going after people the way that they do. It's like anybody online, like I'll see like, okay, Jelly Roll, I saw do a thing, and I've known him since before he was famous. So then, I met him doing at Gas Digital doing sex, drugs, and rock and roll with Ralph Sutton. So when I saw him at Rogan's, he remembered me, invited me to his show. But anyway, a really nice guy who made it late in life. And then I see all these comments in a row. And I realize comments are an issue and everything, but it's just, oh, look, he's still whatever amount of like fat. Can't we just admit this guy isn't talented? And then 20 people going, finally, somebody said it. And then it's just this like pile on. And the thing that people don't understand is all that does is let people know that you're insecure, that you cannot obtain, you will never obtain what that person has. Like you are afraid of it. and you are trying to bring people along with you who have failed at their own life and are so insecure about their shortcomings that commenting about what a loser Jelly Roll or Sydney Sweeney is online somehow brings them comfort. But at the end of the day, all that's going to do is keep stirring the pot and making people angrier and angrier and feel more justified because they're being championed by other people. It's like you've chosen to be a piece of shit. You could try to be something with your life, but you'd rather sit online and tell people that they suck and do everything, except for try. And then you can say stuff like, well, I try in my own field, but you don't. Nobody goes online and projects that kind of stuff who isn't insecure inside. Like somebody made a video and I loved it. It was of Selena Gomez and she had gained some weight. And it was all these comments of like, I guess she ate a ton of tacos, whatever. And the person put it to one of her songs and then just showed a picture of every guy who commented. And everyone is this like fat garbage, just fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like every comment that attacked her was by a guy who was a fat piece of shit, calling her a fat piece of shit. And I loved it. And I think that should be outed every time. I think somebody should go, you said this. If you don't, I've said it for years now. You have no fucking balls. You just go online and you sit there and you type, from an anonymous thing, but every now and then you slip up and then people find it and they can see you for the shitbag you really are. Fix yourself. Yeah. Stop attacking everybody for everything. Like that commercial can be attacked because she's not driving an electric vehicle. Oh, she's white. That's a problem. Where are her shoes? Kids could step on glass. We would rather find a problem.
It's body shaming. It's body shaming fat people. Like
yes, because she chose any way you want. Yeah, she chose to take care of hers, and people want to look at it. So somehow that's that's why we had people in Times Square on billboards for Hanes when it used to be supermodels that now were 600 pounds, and you're just walking through New York going, "Is this real?" Like it's not. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Do you think there's a way out of it? Yeah. And it's pushback to the years of bullying that some people had if they didn't look perfect. Like we all agree that's not good. The cool thing, I can rest easy at night. I never bullied anybody, and I hated bullies when I was in elementary school. I
don't like bullies, and I can imagine, but I'm sure I've said there's people who would go, yeah, he made fun of me a lot, but that happened to me by kids that were older. Like, there was just part of life where not everybody liked you and people were kind of crappy to you at times. And that's a part of growing up. And a lot of these people don't seem to realize that they're not this rare breed that was picked on all the time. Like a lot of very highly sensitive people are the ones that, are essentially being bullied or acting like a bully, but doing it online with so many. It's a difference between, your friend in the 90s who lives 5 houses down, his older brother gives you a wedgie or whatever.
Yeah.
But now you have millions of people telling you you're a Nazi for shooting a commercial is not something that a brain can mentally comprehend.
No. And there's a difference. I think of bullies as picking on people that can't properly defend themselves or are weaker. Those are the ones that drove me nuts as a kid. Like guys, we busted each other's balls every minute of every day. Like you don't have a real buddy unless you guys have absolutely been without mercy beating the shit out of each other verbally. Like you just don't. Like that's how guys show their love for their friends.
No, it's how I became a comic. It's because I had to get used to talking crap to people. So that's how we did it. It's just the way that it was. And now you have, it's a team of bullies to the point of it goes across all media to somebody who's trying to create a jeans ad.
Yeah.
For domestic violence, which I can't even wrap my head around right now.
I know.
I was trying to record it. Thanks, sorry.
No, to put it in context, I think the last time I saw Dave in person, He said, "How's the diabetes going? You still have your foot." And it was like, Dave likes me. That's what what a real friend says to like guys. Like, I'm not going to take offense at that. That's funny to me.
And people who don't get that, I don't know. I think you have to, though, be a special kind of terrible to watch a commercial and get actually upset about it.
Like, and again, there's a campaign built around it where 100% of the proceeds go exclusively to abused women.
Yes.
As they abuse women.
Who now aren't going to get the proceeds, yes, because ironically, they're abusing a woman who cared about domestic violence.
Right.
Yeah. Where, again, And again, I mean, it's a nice campaign, too. I'm sure it helps set up housing for people that are in those situations. I'm sure it helps a lot of people get back on their feet once they're able to escape, who's ever been tormenting them. So she's rewarded by people tormenting her just the same way and hopes to one day escape the story before the next thing comes out because she's in stuff that people want to be in.
Yeah.
Fame is the worst, dude. Like, it used to be you wanted it, and now it just seems like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. Maybe the best thing to do is just, and it's so hard to just not give a shit. Like, I don't know. I took Ozzy's death really hard over the last week. I don't know why. I saw.
It was amazing.
Yeah. I wasn't like, oh my God. I wasn't the kid with Black Sabbath patches on my jacket, but there was something about Ozzy's. Like, I've seen Ozzy multiple times live, and there was, so anyway, my algorithm has been like, it's like, oh, Mike loves Ozzy. And it's just been hammering me with Ozzy stuff. And what jumps off the page is just like, he was a good dude for all his faults. It turns out that Ozzy was a good dude who didn't give a fuck what you thought. He was a nice guy. He was a good father in the end who loved his kids and adored his wife. Yeah, he cheated when he was younger. Yeah, he did a lot of drugs. Good. Guess what? So did all my friends that I enjoy. Like, okay, cool.
Well, we hold people accountable for their worst moments, and we forget that that's kind of what creates some of the best people. Yeah. I'm not encouraging any kind of behavior, but the idea that there's no skeletons in every closet is beyond me.
Yeah.
You know, we all have ups and downs, and we live. That's what the anxiety is. I mean, it's basically everybody wonders, like, am I a fraud? Am I fitting in right? Should I surround myself with these people or these people? I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what's happened to me in my life, my friends matter to me, but it's just your family, man, and your close friends, and we've become so distant from that as a culture because we're all just staring at this stuff, and we're all just becoming ingrained with this stuff. Like, people had fashion before, of course, but there's an ideology now that makes you dress like the girl, not to bring it back to her, but it's an ideology. You're wearing something that you think you're supposed to wear to be this person who goes after everybody who's a part of the patriarchy while saying men should play sports as women. None of it makes sense.
No.
But that's who she is as a person, as somebody who I accept everybody. And how do you do that? I don't accept anyone for who they are, and I will attack anybody at the drop of a dime.
Look at these people in the videos that are saying this. To your point,
Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like,
nose ring,
fascist weird, like Nazi propaganda weird.
My body's composition.
Weird.
You're weird. She has the uniform. It's the uniform of these people. Okay, she made sure to have the video with the trans flag in the background, the septum ring, the black hair, like it's the whole thing. And you see it time and time again with all of these videos, bullying. You know, here's another one. Let's see if she's got the right.
Oh God.
Everyone in that room was white.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, this is.
I want to talk about why my mutual here is so spot on with her thoughts about the
there's
American
the nose
Eagle
ring.
Sydney Sweeney ad. I'm a creative director. I've worked in advertising for 15 years. I was recently laid off, and I've taken it as a sign from the universe that I need to leave this industry forever. And part of the reason that I've been disgruntled...
No, you should take it as a sign that you did a shitty job because they let you go at a young age from your advertising job that you were so proud of.
Yeah, and you apparently did it for 15 years, which I don't believe.
No.
And part of the reason that I've been disgruntled recently...
is because you got shit canned. That's why.
Well, and you can hear the anger in her voice while she's going after herself. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, it's...
how overwhelmingly white and how overwhelmingly male it is. And has been.
Oh, the industry.
And how difficult it has been to push for equitable viewpoints in like creative reviews. And how difficult it has been to convince white male executives that they are wrong.
Domestic
I can't
violence.
believe they fired her. Yes.
I know. She's so witty and charming.
Yeah. She screams hireable as soon as I hear her talk, doesn't she?
Yeah, I'm like, please tell me more. What other pitch do you have? Do you have more of these? Dude, you
want to hear some more of her?
So many thoughts. Is there others? Yeah,
let's hear some more from her. She's great.
Deaf. So I would love everybody to look up Craig Brommers. He is the chief marketing officer of American Eagle. He signed off.
Okay, let's dox him.
Off on this ad. He signed off on this ad probably in a room full of MBAs just like him.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think that is indicative of like a larger problem of the capitalist propaganda that we manufacture in this country that I've been
Someone needs to punch her face. I don't know how else to say it. I think you're onto something, Dave.
That's what it is they need someone to hit them, and then that will be the commercial, and it'll go buy these jeans and we'll hit another one.
In an ironic twist, if someone punched her face, maybe she could get some of the Sweeney jeans money for domestic abuse on women.
Well, that's what I mean. What it actually could be is it could be donations to punch horrible women. So every time you give money to her or you buy a pair of these jeans, one of these bitches gets punched in the face.
Yes.
And I think that would be the best way to raise money and raise awareness.
Yes.
Here's the thing. How she's talking about male and white and blah, whatever, but male. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Male. Why? There's one thing that's completely natural that everybody, I think, can agree on, and that's sex. That the male brain, if it's, heterosexual male, will look at somebody like Sydney Sweeney and want to have sex with her.
Sure.
That's kind of the end game of how sex sells all through every bit of industry that we have. Everything that she just recited is unnatural garbage. It's something that doesn't actually exist in a world or a society. It's computerized. And that's I guess brings us to our earlier point is, are people just turning into the computer? You're just saying something that has no soul. You're saying, well, this guy who runs this campaign for this reason and and you're just saying these bullet points, and you're going for white males who want. It's like, you think I'm not going to go buy a pair of these jeans? They're for you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And you're walking through an American Eagle or wherever, I don't know where the hell she's at, but just, I'm not going to buy I'm not going to buy Abercrombie jeans. I haven't liked Abercrombie ads since I would walk in there in high school and I'd be like, why are 9 shirtless guys in goat masks tickling a little boy with a stick? Like, it's just like, everything is just like, it's just fucking 3 guys playing leapfrog. And they're and they're just wearing underwear. And then it'll just be like Abercrombie denim.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand the point of any of that, but it must have worked.
Worked on someone.
Saw it.
Yeah. I think we're in a rough time. I don't know if I have more. Let's see if I have more.
It's just this nothing thing that everybody wants to be a part of. And it's like you said, there's no accountability for what she did. She's like, I lost my job because the universe told me. That's not why you lose a job, is because the universe is telling you that you're so great and you need to change your path because you're needed elsewhere. The universe has never told anybody, you're bad at your job. we need you to go on TikTok and complain about it because we need there to be harmony throughout the universe.
Yeah, yeah. Where does this come from anyways? Like full circle, like, any future job she applies for, they're going to do a simple search through the socials. And they're going to go, hey, I don't want anything to do with this in my office. Like, I don't want to work with that person. I would want to work with an Angela like you do.
Well, yeah, there's somebody who gets what you do.
Yeah.
And there's a certain level of respect you have. And every person who's just white doesn't get there because they're white. That's the part that I don't know anything about this guy. Maybe he was born rich, but it's like the silver spoon is being fed to the kids, not everybody in society.
Yeah.
It's the same as does Tyler Perry put every black person in a movie? No.
Yeah.
Like you can't just keep being mad at people for creating a business and hiring the most functional people. Yeah. And that keeps going back to this. It goes back to this thing where you keep saying, okay, there needs to be DEI, DEI, DEI to the point that it annoys everybody. And it's just going to push it back into being a bunch of white people working there because they're not the ones complaining, which I take back, white males, I mean, because it seems that a lot of white women have taken over the internet and have felt that they should speak for every single race imaginable.
Yeah. It's scary, isn't it? Yeah, it's nuts. I see them constantly. It's like, ladies, what are we doing? This is obviously some internalized pain and reactionary blowout you're having, and you must be getting applauded. Like, if I went on some rant that was totally just delusional, let's be honest, this is Nazi propaganda and I won't stand for it, I would expect my buddies to beat the shit out of me online and go, dude, what are you talking about? I wouldn't get applause from my friends. I don't think I would, but these girls must be getting some sort of like, finally someone said it, you go girl. And you're like, you're not helping her.
No, it's why every time you talk to a guy at a party now, you have to be like, or if you don't know them, you're like dropping feelers to see, like, it's like you're being recorded and you're in the mafia. Yeah. Or if you just want to say like, yeah, that Sydney Sweeney ad didn't bug me too much. What about, did you feel that way? I don't, it's just sort of this, because you don't know who's going to go off on you next. And that's what I think creates the anxiety, is that people do at any minute do this. Like their response is this. The idea is too, with any emotional response, is think about it, calm down, don't react right away. And these people have been rewarded their whole life for their reactions. So this girl probably had parents who would say one thing to her, she'd go crazy, and then she got whatever she wanted.
Yeah. So it was kind of reinforced.
Right. And then she has all these, and again, I have tattoos, I've had earrings, I've been young, whatever, but it's like she has like all the, Sagittarius and everything on her, across her fingers, and she'll probably tell you about the universe, and it's like, you don't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the worst part of it though is you don't know who you are. You want to be appealing to people in some weird way, when in reality nobody's watching your video other than to comment on it. Nobody's watching this video other than to, like, what are you actually getting out of this in life? About what are you learning about you? Nothing. No. There's nothing. You're this fake person that you think society will accept, and you think society will accept that by attacking other people. Yeah. And that is the carbon copy of what all those women are.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you see these people at show? I feel like these people don't go out to shows, that can't wait to jump online and bitch about stuff. I've been to a ton of your shows. I don't think I've ever seen anyone like this there. You probably have run into some of them, but
I've run into a few people that'll like want to lecture me, and then I just immediately ignore them. But it's funny, like the number of people that come to my show tend to be pretty diverse. So I remember one time I was on stage in Tacoma, Washington. I love the club, great people out there, but I was doing a joke about, and I still do it sometimes, about trans swimmers, but it was about if I were to compete as a woman in any sport, it would make no difference whatsoever, and it's one of those things I kind of wrote as a joke that I'm like, this is a quick throwaway, but I didn't realize it would stick to society for 7 years. And we'd still be debating it. So
it's so great too. The premise of it is smart and really funny, and it's topical without like you're not beating up anyone, and it's funny because it's relatable. I've felt like that. Like, well, let's be honest. If I was on the UPenn women's swim team, I'd just get my ass kicked.
Right. Like I'm watching these female basketball players and I'm like, they're really good, right? like if you actually do take the jokes aside, like they're doing stuff with a basketball that I could never dream of.
Right.
It would basically, if I ever tried to play them, it'd be like a Harlem Globetrotters game. It would make no sense. But yeah, like the whole point of it is I'm taking the trans side. In the sense of, through like my eyes, like, look, you must have some sort of competitive spirit. But as I'm doing it, a guy stands up and he has his phone out and he goes, "This is the most transphobic and homophobic show I've ever been to." And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Because of what you're saying." And I go, "I was making fun of myself."
Right.
Now, fortunately, we're near Seattle, so there's other trans people in the audience. So they start attacking the guy for me. Where they're like, "Sit down." He didn't say, like, everybody's going at this guy. And I'm like, seriously, put down your phone. You're not supposed to have him on. And I go, and I know you're here because you needed a moment. Like, he came to the show to get a comic in trouble. That was all he was there for. So then he goes to the front and goes up to the bouncer, and the bouncer goes, "Hold on." And he's like, "What?" And he goes, "You have to pay your tab. You can't just leave." And he goes, "Can I go back and watch the show?" And the bouncer's like, "No, you can never come here again." Like, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
But even that, you've had these people, like, that guy didn't know who I was. I guarantee it. He just came to a show, waited to hear a buzzword, and then thought he would get his moment online. And instead, he got called an asshole by a bunch of people who he wasn't really trying to defend in the first place.
Yeah, those people, that needs to happen more often, because the problem is people like that are not operating in good faith. Like, he's not, they're not. And I know that because of the biggest example of it of all was Chappelle, his fight for 7 years with that group. And it was like, if you actually watched his sets, he was not bullying trans people at all. And it was like, these are, and they went after Chappelle without mercy.
Oh, the idea of the joke was it was every kind of sex driving in a car together. Yeah. So you were able to figure out the conversation that was happening in society. But instead they call them transphobic and homophobic and everything. And look, our generation probably is a little more to what their generation is. But it's because I don't think people remember. Well, they don't remember like how goofy and silly so much of this was. It's like we went through the AIDS epidemic where people thought if you got bit by mosquitoes, like gays were demonized. The movie Philadelphia came out. Siegfried and Roy were the silliest looking people imaginable. Liberace would go on TV and be like, "I just haven't met Mrs. Right yet." Like they were silly, and that's why you would laugh at them. Like Louis C.K. has a great joke about that, where he's talking about how there was a gay guy on rollerblades, and he's just wearing he's on Venice Beach, and he's just wearing like a G-string, and he comes by and he goes, "Excuse me, out of the way," and his wife goes, "Why are you laughing? Like, are you laughing because he's gay?" He's like, "No, I'm laughing because he's ridiculous. Like, he's a goofy person." And that's what so many gay people were growing. They were this lampooned version of what a gay person was. Yeah. So we have it in our heads to find it funny sometimes. Yeah. Now, my friend Travis, who's gay, when I talk to him, I don't even think about it. He's with his husband. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't matter because that's a real gay guy. But the idea of like a gay guy was so goofy when we were growing up.
Oh yeah, the cartoonish version of the gay guy, the lisp, over the top, queenie, lispy gay guy.
Yeah, it's not. And the lesbian bulldykey thing isn't fun.
No.
Like, it's not, it's just sort of, I mean, I've seen a woman get out of a truck, though, with like, dude, like a flannel with no sleeve. Like, basically, she looks like Mankind. Like just Mick Foley without the facial hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, no sideburns, but it still has the line like a gym coach. Just like, dude, how do you not burst out laughing?
Yeah.
And you can't explain it to people because Michael Malice really did say it best. He goes, the people that are and I'm again messing up the phrase, but people that are dedicated to misunderstanding you are always going to misunderstand you.
Yeah.
There's no clearing the air. And that's what these women want to do. They want to be somebody who misunderstands what you put out there.
Yeah, well, he's not wrong with that take. I think we're all trying to figure out how to deal with it in a connected world where we didn't have to deal at scale with this sort of behavior in society. And I think it's having really bad, I just don't think it's good for society. I don't feel like it's healthy. I don't know. You've got a 10-year-old. I've got a 10-year-old here.
Yeah.
My nephew. And it's like, what the hell are they going to, I just think of them going to school with the same girls that are like the Sweeney bit. You're like, fuck, man.
And I find a lot of his generation, though, the girls are more girly. I don't know, than the way that it's been kind of shifted, because I don't know what group that is. I don't know where you categorize it, but there is that very bizarre. I don't know, that there's just very bizarre group of people that we'll just call them protesters.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a generation of protesters.
It is. And we had it for a brief second in the mid 90s, and it's stayed now for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. Like now it's going on. It's going on a hard 10 of beyond annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems shameless. So much of it seems shameless. Like, and it almost seems bought and paid for. I know some of it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I just wish there was real pushback and shame, and these people like stopped getting brownie points for behaving that way. But we'll see. I think it's happening. Yeah. I think Trump's election win, I think, made a lot of people feel a different way. You feel it. I feel it.
They do, but then now you have the everybody calling him a pedo thing, which will, and the part that I don't get about that, I go, okay. And again, this isn't the fault of half the people that voted for him. But again, are we ignoring Ashley Biden's diary?
Yeah. Oh, we are ignoring it.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, you guys know Joe is an accused pedophile as well.
Yeah.
And then you find out all the stuff that Obama did against Trump's campaign, to the point that they can bring charges against him. And we're kind of just skimming over that. And you're going, well, this guy went to Epstein Island. And you know what? I think it sucks that he did. I think if he had a stronger relationship with that guy and knew what he was doing, it's absolutely disgusting. But that's not how he was portrayed. And I do find it odd that all this is coming out now and not in the last 8 years. But we'll see how it all plays out.
How do you think that's going to play out? Because I don't think Trump went to Epstein Island. I think that, who knows what the reality is of that story. But I think, I'd always believed that Trump had a relationship, and having a relationship with someone is not an admission of shit. Sorry, it's just not. No matter how much you want to hate him, I'm not responsible for everything Dave Landau's done in his life, and vice versa.
No, it's biblical. Am I my brother's keeper? No, I am not.
Right. And Trump there was someone that Epstein, a member's daughter that he was harassing at Mar-a-Lago in 03, 04, and Trump famously booted him from then and ended that relationship. So what would you want him to do? I don't know what else you'd want him to do. This has been horrible, the way this whole Epstein thing has come out. I don't think Trump cared that much about that story all along, but it'll be interesting to see, what do you think about Ghislaine Maxwell, like talking to the deputy district attorney or whatever? Like,
my first thought was, don't do it, because it's just going to look like she wants a pardon.
Right.
I said it weeks ago on my show.
Yep.
I said, don't talk to her. And they did. Because there's no character to her that can prove truth.
No,
there's nothing that she can say that I'm going to believe regardless. But with him and everybody else, there are a lot of important people. Maybe there isn't a list. Maybe it's flight logs. But yes, they've crossed paths. But the idea that everybody's sort of jumping on this thing and going after him on this level, it's not surprising, but it's like you're taking the worst thing a human being could possibly be.
Yeah.
And calling him that while you ignored a laptop with physical evidence of underage sexual abuse from Hunter Biden.
Yep.
And then you take a diary about sexual abuse from Joe. And you know that their family has a history of sexual abuse. And you ignore that. And then you go after him for this thing where you're ignoring Clintons and everybody in power. And I think that the reality is if a country's running effectively and you have a full belly and money in the bank and you feel secure and your streets are safe and you have the freedom of speech, you might see things like this because things are all right. We're sort of hunting problems, and because we've been doing so much of trying to find these manufactured problems, our streets are not safe. Our streets are not repaired. People do not have full bellies. People do not have money in the bank. People are losing their jobs. And we're watching the reaction of this because we've all focused on such giant bullshit that we have no control over.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree. I mean, today, it was huge news. Trump is in Scotland or whatever at his golf course, playing a couple rounds of golf with their, premier, prime minister, whatever it is. And it's like the headlines I was reading today, Donald Trump accused of cheating at golf again as president brushes off putting, and they're showing videos and clips of, it's like, why do you give a shit how Donald Trump plays? He's not on the tour. There's not money on the line. Do you every person I golf with picks the ball up out of the woods and chucks it into the fairway? Gives a shit.
Dude, nobody I've ever met plays proper golf.
No. And I don't want to play golf with someone that plays proper golf. That guy's an asshole.
Myself included. And I'll go, hey, I'm going to move this a club length. And I don't care. It's fine. Yeah. You keep score for yourself and it's 2 under what you shot anyway.
Yeah. Dude, I have a strict rule. I don't look for lost balls. I don't think I've played a shot out of the fairway that was out of the fairway. Was like, ooh, what's it doing in this taller grass? Let's get it out of there and fix that problem. Throw it into the fairway. I don't usually play out of sand traps. Fuck that. Now I got to rake this place? No. And anything within 15 feet is, I'm good. You good? We're good.
Dude, I'm shooting a golf video with my friend and we're kind of putting it out slowly, but I did one where the whole thing was changing your scorecard. And one of the things that I do is a fairway putt because I sink some of them, but I will putt from the fairway a lot of the time because I know I can hit a putter and not a pitching wedge. And I do sink them. I'm pretty good at it because I've been doing it for 20 years. So it's like the way that, anybody plays golf should be fun. And if you do play with those people who, they'll buy $17 balls or whatever. My balls were $9 and you could get 20 of them at Played Against Sports out of a bin.
Yeah. Yeah. Range balls.
And people are going you don't want to go in there and look for it. I'm like, you mean, do I want to climb through a bunch of ragweed and grass and snakes and God knows what else is in there to find it? No, I don't. I'm just going to go ahead and take a lie right here. Yeah. And take the extra point, which by the time we're done, I won't take the extra point. Yeah. The only time I hit the greatest shot ever, I'm telling it was a hole in one and you won an Escalade. So I'm on a par 3 with a driver doing a half swing. So everybody's looking at me like I'm a complete idiot.
Yeah.
Dude, I missed the hole by this.
No.
I swear to you, dude, I think they put butterscotch around it or something so it wouldn't roll in. But it missed it was for a big medical group. Yeah, it was for Henry Ford Medical or one of the larger Blue Cross or something. And my friend, who's very well off, is the one that got me into play. So you show up, dude, they gave me cleats. They gave me a new club. It was crazy. They gave you everything. gloves and balls and shit. And dude, I missed it by this much. And it was like the best shot I've ever legitimately taken in my life. But but if you're a professional golfer, you've been playing it your whole life and it's a natural talent. That's why somebody who looks like John Daly plays the same as Tiger Woods. It's like, because it's a naturally given gift that man has.
Yeah. Have you seen that video going around of him talking about that round with Tiger Woods when he was still drunk, John Daly?
Yeah.
And went out there, he's got a cigarette and he tells his caddy to get him a Jack and Coke on the course. And then he goes out and shoots a 65 to Tiger's 71. It's like, it's fucking amazing. Dude, he's a gift, man.
Oh, dude, I've read his book. He's my hero. He's lost all his money like 3 times, and then he'll just go back on tour. I mean, he's been drunk selling his shirts in the parking lot at the PGA Tour. I love him. Like,
he's one of us, dude.
Yeah, he's just a guy who hit a club one day and was like, "Oh, I got this," and figured like, "Well, I can." It's Happy Gilmore. I have this very long drive that I can aim. And as long as I can figure out how to get it right on the green and then have a 2-putt, I'm going to do all right. I can birdie these holes and I'm good.
Yeah. Have you seen the new Happy Gilmore? Came out Friday.
We're waiting. I'm waiting to watch it with my son.
Were you a fan of the first one?
Yeah, I loved it. I saw it in the theater.
Yeah. Amazing. This one is, I watched it Friday night and, it's a typical Sandler. A lot of the nostalgia is all through it. It'll be. Has your son seen the first one?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm interested in your take on that. What you end up thinking, but
my son's seen every Adam Sandler movie except probably Punch Drunk Love and Uncut Gems. Other than that, I've pretty much let him watch all of them.
Yeah, all his comedies.
Yeah,
he's a talented dude, man, for sure. But I
let him watch Rain Over Me because that was PG-13 and my friend directed it. So, and that's a pretty serious one.
What is that one? I think I really liked Rain Over Me, but
it's directed by Mike Binder, who's a comedian. He's a friend of mine, and it's with him and Don Cheadle, and it's about he loses his family during 9/11. And he's just sort of unhinged, and it's a really, dude, he's a good actor, man. I don't care what anybody says. Like, people trash him for Uncut Gems, and I'm going, the intensity of that movie and that performance, dude, it was so good. Like, he was snubbed for an Oscar, and he's an incredibly talented man.
Binder came in studio for, I think, Rain Over Me when he did that. It's great.
Yeah, he's been on my show a couple times. He's he's directed a lot of films, Blank Man, Indian Summer, and some other stuff. But yeah, Rain Over Me is a good one. But I mean, the problem with all these sequels coming out now is they're going to be, at least to me, I'm going to go and realizing they're nothing more than it's nostalgia. That's it.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring back characters. They're going to add characters. I guess Eminem played kind of the Joe Flaherty character.
Yeah.
Like the You Suck Jackass, because Joe Flaherty unfortunately passed away, I think like 2 years ago. And so he was that character. So I think, if you're watching it for a movie, you're not going to get it. I think if you're watching it just to be entertained, then you're going to get it. And I think that's every sequel ever made, to be honest with you, minus the very few exceptions of The Godfather 2 and a couple other things, but very few movies are anything more than just, hey, we're doing this again. Hey, we're doing this again. You keep buying tickets. Yeah. And now that it's been this 30-year gap, what do you expect?
I think people will like it. I think they will. And to your point on sequels, I mean, Godfather 2 is up there. Terminator 2.
Is better than the original and one of the best movies ever. Yeah.
But I can't think of many other than that you would go, part 2, they really hit their groove. But
I mean, Police Academy 6.
Yeah. Police Academy. Well,
no,
there were a couple good ones in the Police Academy run.
There really were.
The
first one's really not great. And the second one, and that one's and trying to be very much like Caddyshack, but at the Police Academy.
Yeah.
Like Steve Guttenberg, like parks the guy's car in valet and parks it sideways somehow. And it's supposed to be funny. But then by the time you get to Citizens on Patrol, it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah. So what movies, you're my movie guy. What have you seen lately? Has there been anything that it's like, oh, you got to see? Like, I haven't seen the new Superman. I haven't seen Fantastic Four. I've heard horrible things about Fantastic Four. But I haven't seen any of those yet.
I'm trying to think of, I've been watching a couple, but it's sad when nothing really sticks with me.
Yeah.
There was one I did watch. It was a horror movie like last week, and it was done by the guy. Oh man, it's an Australian horror movie, and I'm blanking on the name right now because it was really good. And damn, I'll think of it.
Do you like? Are you a horror film guy?
I am. I'm less and less as I get older. Oddly enough, I used to love it. I love the genre. I loved.
What's your favorite in
horror?
That genre? Yeah, like what's your favorite horror film?
I think Halloween, just because it started the entire slasher. But I guess if this falls in sci-fi too. But I think the greatest horror movie and sci-fi movie ever made is John Carpenter's The Thing.
Okay.
With Kurt Russell.
My favorite is Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm probably going to get made fun of for that, but I probably saw that movie 100 times growing up. Absolutely loved it.
I had them all on VHS. I mean, by the end of it, by the time Mario, but by the time, because Mario video game was in it, but by the time Freddy's Dead: A Final Nightmare came out, you had like Roseanne and Tom Arnold in it. They just became a comedy.
Campy.
Yeah, it was just a comedy. But Nightmare on Elm Street was a really dark film that I think people kind of look over, and you'll bring up the pedo thing and people are like, he was not, and you go, no, it's heavily implied. Like there was a reason why an entire, like he was known to take kids and kill them. What else, and that's why an entire street set him on fire and never reported the death. Like
that is the original backstory of Freddy.
Yeah,
he was
crazy.
The town pedo.
Yeah, who basically murdered kids in a shed with hand knives. And he was so popular that by the time I was in kindergarten, which was 1987, I was dressing like Freddy Krueger. I'm dressing as a pedo with hand knives that's been burned by a neighborhood. And my brother's dressed like Jason, who's a kid who drowned that murders teenagers that are fucking.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's so funny. Dude, I totally forgot the original backstory of Freddy was that he was the town pedophile.
Yeah.
Which is why the parents lit him on fire. And then he was haunting kids in their dream.
Yeah, and it's implied, and that's why he was able to go on and become this campy, fun character, because it's never really said. Yeah. And then that's in the remake that they did, which is not very good. They just flat out say that's what he was, and it becomes a little bit more difficult to watch. But
which one is that?
It was with the kid from Bad News Bears, who was in Watchmen. He's a good actor, but I'm blanking on it. He played Rorschach in Watchmen. But yeah, they did a Nightmare on Elm Street remake in like 2010, maybe 2012.
Really? That's not even on my radar. Like an original remake of
an original remake of the first movie.
Really?
Yeah, and it just
I didn't even remember that.
I saw it in the theater because, like you, I had the entire VHS set of them, as well as the Police Academies, all the way up to 7, which was Mission to Moscow, and just terrible. But I had all the Freddy movies, and also Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which came out after Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.
Yeah.
And I love Robert Englund. I love those movies. But yeah, the backstory to that is crazy good, man. And I'm trying to think. A lot of the movies I see that I like that are horror are ones that are very, very intense and are very more psychological. And I'm trying to think of a few of the ones I've seen recently that I enjoy. Psycho's brilliant. I mean,
brilliant. Yeah,
it's the first time you ever see a toilet on screen, because he then wants you to think that you see someone get stabbed, but nobody would have shot that movie if you saw someone get stabbed. So the only thing you see is a girl scream, a knife, and chocolate swirl a drain. You don't actually see any, but the entire audience for the first time when that came out thought that they just witnessed somebody being yeah, and that whole movie still holds up. It's great.
Yeah.
And if you want to see, yeah, and then when you want to see Anthony Perkins dying of AIDS in part 2 or 3, and he weighs like 8 pounds, and you realize everybody's acting 10 feet away from him, it's pretty entertaining as well.
Yeah, I'm probably sacrilege to the horror community because I think Scream is brilliant.
It is.
Yeah, love it.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but it is. It was Wes Craven's parody of all those movies that he helped create. Yeah, and that's why you have the over the top Jamie Kennedy explaining every move. That's why you have. I mean, it was a really good movie. I mean, the Fonz gets gutted and hung from a field goal post. You know, I love those movies, but I don't know. There are good movies that come out, and everybody says everything's terrible. It's not. It's so few and far between because I watch some things and I don't know. There's not a lot of heart in it when it's being made so quickly and thoughtlessly the way that so much stuff comes out. But the stuff that's more independent and stuff that's foreign, like I gotta remember this movie. He did a movie called Talk to Me, which is a pretty good movie where they find like a zombie hand and they say, talk to me. And you're able, and like you do it a few times and then you go into this world where you see a dead person and you talk to a dead person. And they're basically doing it parties. Like the guy's basically almost like a drug dealer of the zombie hand, you know, and like sells it so people can, you know, talk to the dead and just go into these crazy realms. And the guy who did that did this movie that I'm trying to think of as well. Yeah. But like It Follows, I guess that's not too recent, but that was shot in Detroit. That's a really good movie. But there's a lot of good horror that has come out in the last 10 years because a lot of people just have to rely on the psychological aspect as opposed to the gore.
Yeah. Well, I just, you know, not even in that, staying in that genre, just movies in general. I find myself going back to 2000 to 2010 and rewatching movies. Like I haven't had that feeling like leaving a theater or watching, like, I got to call someone and tell them to watch. This is so great. Like there hasn't, you know, I miss those days of everybody talking about Old School or Road Trip or, you know, Scream, any of them. Like it seemed like there were 10 of those movies a year where it was like, holy shit, you got to see the new whatever. And, you know, Something About Mary, one of the greatest movies ever made. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've struck out 10 straight movies. I'm like, it was all right, I guess.
It's hard because we've taken away the movie theater experience when COVID hit. Yeah. And that had people stay at home and go like, okay, I'll pay $19.99 for a 48-hour rental of some piece of crap. Like, I paid for one. Last night I watched the movie Friendship with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson. And I had known Tim Robinson from Second City.
Oh, no shit.
He had Detroiters and those shows. Yeah, he was doing improv then. And Sam, the other guy, was in an improv troupe. He and I were in a couple improv troupes together back in the day. But I watched it and people were like trashing it. And I loved it because it was so bizarre. It was not what I was expecting at all. Yeah. And it was just so strange. And that's what I really thought was cool about it. It's like when I see a Nicolas Cage movie like Pig, I absolutely loved that movie. And people will hate it. Yeah, Nicolas Cage said it was his favorite movie that he's ever made. And it's because, I mean, the end of the day, it's like this guy just wants to be left alone with a pig. I mean, it's, you know, it's a movie about love in the most peculiar way imaginable. And I love like the movie Color from Space or what did he did? There was another one. What is it? Molly, or it starts with an M.
What's the one where he doesn't speak the entire movie?
Oh,
it's like a horror, like in an arcade or something.
Yeah, I forget the name of it. It's the it's basically Five Nights at Freddy's with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
It's like Willy's Wonderland or something.
Yeah. Which was kind of cool because it's like, is he really going to go the entire movie without saying a word?
Yeah, and I liked it, but I like everything he does. And I went and saw Longlegs at the theater, because I wanted to see it, when he plays a serial killer. And I mean, it's not the best movie, but what I found so amazing was he based the character on his bipolar mother.
Oof.
So him playing the serial killer as his mother is so weird and fun to watch that I like the movie for that reason, even though it's just him. He's very effeminate and he's like, I'm wearing my long legs today. So I'm like laughing in the theater, which was fine. I was alone. It wasn't a hit, but it was still something that like I enjoyed. And I love the fact that he's playing John Madden coming up. Like there's a few movies that do come out where I'm like, I got to see that. But it's because you have to look for it and you have to also rush to the theater before it's just thrown. Like I had heard about Sinners, which was okay. I mean, it's From Dusk Till Dawn is better, but it's From Dusk Till Dawn, but it's with Michael B. Jordan. It's not a bad movie. It's entertaining. It's just not everybody raved a little. Yeah, so I heard about it and I wanted to see it in the theater, and then it was on like HBO Max already. So it's like I don't think we give movies a chance. I think we have to go back to that idea like when they were on tape where you have to go see it in the theater. But it's easier to just go through Amazon for them to make money, and somebody at home hits $20, where I enjoy the theater experience. Like I want to go and watch a movie in a theater, of white people.
For sure.
A quiet theater.
I absolutely love what you've been doing with the movie. I'm going to screw up the title of it, but you giving breakdowns of movies.
Oh, Fantastic Film Facts.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes. Thank you.
Are you doing a lot of research on those, or
no?
Just kind of what you already know.
Well, I already know mixed with whatever I want to make up, and then have people correct me on it.
Of course, they're great though. Because it's got your sense of humor and twists, and they're great. And I don't know, people are got to go to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or whatever.
Throw them on there. Yeah.
Yeah. They're great though. They're edited nice. I mean, you're killing it with that stuff.
Thank you, man.
Well, yeah, of course. At Landau Dave, if you want to follow Dave anywhere, Normal World, of course, on the Blaze Network or YouTube, wherever. And any shows you wanna mention?
I'm going to be at the Comedy Castle in October. The Drew Lane show is already sold out that you're going to be at with me.
Yeah. That's who are these podcasts on September 12th?
In Ferndale, Michigan. And it's pretty good. So
what are you going to do there? Are you doing like 20 minutes or?
I'm going to do like 15 to open it, I think, and then be on the panel.
Oh, okay. I'll sit next to you on the panel.
Please do.
That way we can elbow each other.
Yes, and say shit.
And fuck around.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Sydney Sweeney and her big stupid tits.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to wear my septum ring for that one.
Yeah, well, you should.
Dave, thank you so much. Let's do it again next week.
Yes, sir.
And, thank you for being here, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you enjoyed the one, the only, the great Dave Landau.